The Winter X Games brings together the greatest athletes from around the world. Athletes who've changed their sports.
Isn't that our paper boy? Sure is.
The Winter X Games continues tomorrow at 8:30 p.m. on ESPN 2.
Still to come, the crossover events aren't new, but they sure are exciting. And speaking of exciting, super modified shovels, they're racing for the finals. Yo, Adrian!
Well, Chris, I'll tell you, with so many people on the mountain today, I think it's only appropriate that they get some leadership.
Super modified shovel racing explained. Combine street luge mentality and a garage mechanics initiative, and what do you get? 15 seconds of ultimate endorphin rush. It's a complex combination of sled shape, weight, center of gravity, ski selection, and wax, producing speed and stability. Secrets to success, aerodynamics, engineering, and raw guts. What goes down has to stop. Touch the safety net and you're slapped with a 1.5-second penalty. It could be worse. Without it, the Widowmaker lives up to its name.
So Bill Wick replacing Rob Villalobos.
Yeah, nice run. Not fast enough, but nice.
Kind of like having the third man in the booth.
Yeah, I think he's after your job, John. The exact date that shovel racing began is not really known, but they began serious competition at Angel Fire, New Mexico in 1972. Nevertheless, this is the first time ever they've gone side by side down the hill.
And remember, Paul, there's only 20 super modified shovels in the entire world.
How you got involved with shovel racing?
My name's Eric Oliver, and I'm 31 years old. I'm from Sentinel, Oklahoma. I've been racing snow shovels for 7 years. This is my shovel right here.
What's the name of your shovel?
My shovel is Extreme Dream.
How'd you come up with that name?
Well, I figure if we're going to be here at the X Games, it is an Extreme Dream. So we're ready to roll. We have 10.5 foot long skis. We have a nitrous braking system.
Tell us what you got here. Talk about it.
We have a nitrous braking system here. We have, I have my bottle here, I'll turn it on and have 300 pounds of pressure that goes to an air ram in the back of the sled. It will push down a wedge in the back, which will stop. It'll push this down right here, and this is what'll stop me.
Okay. What's your backup brake scenario?
Backup brake, I have a little lever here. This is my backup brake, and I'll flip this up. If you'll check it out over there.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That's my backup brake. I call it a dead man. The reason we call it a dead man, you're going to be a dead man if you have to use it, so you don't want to use it.
And how do you know about that?
I've hit the net at 73 miles an hour. The nose of my machine here is solid styrofoam. When I hit the net, it hit so hard the styrofoam exploded out, and there was little tiny white styrofoam BBs all over the ground. The whole nose was gone. I scratched my finger.
Really?
So, but it was a heck of a ride.
They caught a couple of times, but not quite enough. Launched into the net. And how about a big hand for that safety net? In that particular
all right, there he is, the man.
What it was supposed to do. The roll cage worked, the harnesses worked. Eric Oliver from California. Are you here?
Eric, he's right there.
Right, there's
Eric Oliver on something. I don't know what it is, but oh, it's that long thing, I think. 72. Whoa! Oh my Lord! Oh my God! Ouch!
72 miles an hour.
72 miles an hour. But took him a minute to get him out, but he's okay. All right. Was that
the 72 miles an hour, which was the fastest recorded speed on the course.
Ouch!
It wasn't the fastest elapsed time, but he got up to 72 miles an hour. It works.
Heading towards the net. Ouch!
So I'm glad to see you standing. I wish I had something for you to walk up and get, but if you were a little bit faster.
Great crash. Great crash.
If you would have stopped a little bit quicker. Eric actually had an elapsed time of 15.111, which was our second fastest sled up there.
Ouch.
We had to add a second and a half for hitting the net, and that threw him into 7th place. And now...
It's like somebody takes a 2-4 and hits you upside the head when you hit. But other than that, you're safe.
But it was a heck of a ride.
So what is the best finish you've ever had in the shovel races?
Actually, the year that I hit the net was the fastest time, and it was like a 72 mile an hour across the finish line.
But you got penalized for hitting the net.
Yeah, I got penalized, so I didn't place.
So what do you think your chances here at the Extreme Games are? There's a lot of stiff competition.
I don't know. Competition's competition. We'll see what it comes down to Saturday and Sunday.
And I heard you had something special going on this whole time.
Yeah, I just got married last weekend. Me and my wife here on our honeymoon. We went to Monterey and Carmel and Santa Cruz, and Went up there, went on the coast, stayed a few days, picked up our crew, came down to X Games, then we're headed to World Championships at Angel Fire. This is what it's all about. It's having a good time.
So where do you think the future of shovel racing is going with this ESPN Extreme Games?
I tell you what, it is possible it could become really big. It just, I think once the people see it and see what it's all about and see how extreme it really is, then they're going to want to see more.
Do you think anyone can do this sport?
Boy, I tell you what, I've been very lucky for all the jobs I've had and the people that's taught me a lot of things, and I've learned a lot of things from different people I work for. And I was just lucky that I got to work with a lot of really smart people that taught me a lot. And as you can see, you know, I learned a lot. My dad was in the Air Force all of his life. I've been around aircraft all my life.
Hence the dual canards.
Yeah, F-18 Hornet.
All right. If shovel racing goes to like a national circuit, will you be involved?
Oh yeah. Yeah, we'll be there.
All right, well good luck. Are you going to take a practice run?
No sir, don't need one.
You don't need a practice run?
No.
Tell us why.
Just don't need one. I know what it'll do.
You know what she'll do?
Yeah.
You don't feel like the hill here being different is something you need to feel out?
No, it looks like an average track. You know, I think they've did a very good job on grooming it and keeping it up, and they've preparation on the track. You tell they put a lot into it, so I feel good about it. I really do.
All right. Thank you very much. Good luck.
Thank you.
Hell, I'm gonna run all the way.
John Strader, the self-proclaimed bad boy of shovels. He indeed does not make it all the way. His sled, called the Viper, bares her fangs and fights John and the mountain. The practice session sees Kermit Brown's posting 4th best of the day, followed by Brian Turpin, a rookie. 2nd place goes to Darrell Gordon and Lee Danzy on top. When the competition starts with qualifying, Danzy will be the instant favorite, but the rest will be gunning for him.
Lee Danzy, the only guy who did not apply the brake in the practice runs as crowds swarmed the finish line to take a look at this very interesting event. Shovel racing debuts Saturday on ESPN at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. When competition begins, no need to put on the brakes. Mike?
Well, Chris, we saw what happened to one driver who rode his brake a little too hard during that initial practice run. He flipped over. John Strader, shovel racing's self-styled evangelist, who began preaching the moment he got to Big Bear.
I want people to see beautiful sleds flying down the hill, full speed, out of control, all the time.
John Strader has been racing production model shovels since the age of 12. To Strader, nothing compares to flying down the hill with the seat of your pants attached to a grain scoop. His sport is his obsession. He's a one-track assault of shovel racing mania.
I'd say that calling me a shovel race visionary and preacher would probably not be too far from... That's probably pretty close to the truth, I'd say.
In his camp, the spirit is infectious. Others tab his antics obnoxious.
The bad boy. I'm the bad boy. I'm the Dallas Cowboys. People either love you or they hate you. There's not any in-between with me. I'm very upfront. I don't play mind games. I go right for what I want.
The selling keeps going and going.
It's hard to believe that here in Taos, which is right next door to Angel Fire, so many people have never heard of the shovel races. They've never seen a shovel race. It's about time that all changed.
Strader leads Team Shovelmeister, a syndicate of 4 principals, all dedicated to shovel racing. Don Adkins.
I'm the builder, fabricator, and I enjoy being a pilot also.
Kent Hutchings.
I am the webmaster. I'm in charge of compiling all the information about shovel racing and about the team itself, putting it on the computer, getting it across the internet to all parts of the world.
And the defending champ, Gail Bowles.
My role for Team Shovelmeister is pilot first, goodwill ambassador second, and spiritual guru third.
Bowles is the alter ego to team leader Strader, the sport's self-proclaimed spokesman.
Let's go to the top!
The brash attitude upsets the shovel community, but that doesn't deter his push to new horizons, because winning is not enough.
That's a short-sighted goal. That's just worrying about this year. I mean, the the expansion of the sport is #1 in my, and that's what this is all about.
And you're coming back to Big Bear Lake, the site of the Winter X Games, from 300 miles above the earth down to San Diego, site of the 1997 X Games, June 21st to 28th, up to Big Bear Lake, just outside of Los Angeles, to Miracle Mile, site of the men's speed competition.
Run, except if you can count the runs you made it, except if Hill makes the trip a little to the right. That's what got Gale in trouble yesterday. And you don't know much about this red course, but it's red course. Eric Oliver on the blue. They both got out at about the same time, but right now it looks like Strader has the lead on the blue course. Dual modified shovel race here at the 97 Winter X Games, and your guess is as good as mine what we're going to see, but in just about less than 1 minute we're going to be rocketing down the mountain with John Strader, our fastest qualifier, against Eric Oliver. You've got New Mexico against Sentinel, Oklahoma. Both of these guys have been racing a long time. At the top of the mountain, it's John Strader on the red course, Eric Oliver on the blue. They both got out at about the same time, but right now it looks like Strader has the lead on the blue course. No, Strader's got the lead on the red. He's rocketing down here to the bottom. He's going to have the fastest time. He crosses the finish line. Blazers can bring it to a stop. Let's see. He's going to get down there. Yes. He crossed the finish line first, and that differential time we'll have up on our screen. .947 for John Strader. That's almost 1 second, Gale. Can you believe it?
He looks great. Yeah, well, having that second advantage also, you can ride your brakes coming down if you have to. The other guy has to go forward full on or he's not going to win.
You betcha. Well, and one thing that's very important are what these guys are doing down there, and that's fixing the course. So let's give a hand. They got their rakes and hose out there. Let's give it a hand to the course hose. All right, they're doing a great job out there. They're the people that are going to keep it smooth out there because, Gale, as you know, you don't want to rut in there when you're trying to bring those machines to a stop.
Yeah, that's how I crashed my first year, was they weren't fixing the finish line, and they get pretty rutted out with those clouds going.
All right. Oh, they're tied. Uh-oh, they're going to lead squirrely. Hey, Matt, you always do better when you're on there.
Yeah, Lee. What's up? Lee took that one, baby.
They'll be moving back across to the more familiar run also that they raced on yesterday, so that might be to their advantage.
You bet. Well, you know, this race is brought to you by Taco Bell. Sink your teeth. We've got Racers on course. They're just hitting the no and coming down. It's head-to-head. It's head-to-head with Backdraft 2. Backdraft 2 is going to cross the finish line first. Can he bring it to his
Hey!
He lost it.
Oh, my God.
He got serious air, and I don't think he can get his brakes back down. Don Adkins will take a 1.5-second advantage, I believe, into the second run. We can only hope that everything is okay. All right, we got up.
You end up in a yard sale.
The exact date that shovel racing began is not really known, but they began serious competition at Angel Fire, New Mexico in 1972. Nevertheless, this is the first time ever they've gone side by side down the hill.
And remember, Paul, there's only 20 super modified shovels in the entire world.
We're ready for a pairing now. Remember, the average 30-year-old male's heart is beating away at 30 beats a minute. What is happening on board these shovels? Bill Wick, there's the shovel. He's in there, ticking away at 105, and I got to tell you, based on what we've seen, that's fairly low.
It's very low. You can hear the tick, tick, tick in the background. That's his actual heartbeat. Now, Wick got a late call to replace Rob Villalobos in this brand new sled. What's incredible is Wick was sitting in the firehouse a couple of months ago when Rob, who is a fireman in Washington, called down to the LA Fire Department and said, look, I need some help for super modified shovel racing in Winter X Games. I need some volunteers. Wick volunteered, and now he's strapped in the cockpit.
Backdraft 2. Wick's shovel as they start down the hill. Speed kicking up. Boy, look at the acceleration. Barely even, but it is Wick that comes across the line ahead. Let's see if everybody gets it stopped. He does not. Into the barrier. 1.5-second penalty, and that's assuming that he's okay. Let's make sure he's all right. First one we've seen really go into the barrier like that.
Well, it looks as if maybe the brakes failed on this machine.
He's moving around in there, Jack. He's okay.
We've got the thumbs up. That's the universal signal that things are okay.
And
remember,
got the
Paul,
competitors worried up at the top.
You're carrying 645 pounds of weight on Backdraft 2. Let's go back and look and see if we can see exactly what happens here. Now, he's out of control. There is no rooster tail there. The brake system failed on that craft.
Looked like it bit just once. Now, here's the onboard.
Let's see if we can see the brake deployed. It looks as if...
I'm fine.
And remember,
about the sled. Oh, fuck. Oh, buddy. Felt like a great run. Okay.
Second and ending.
You're listening to him now.
Yeah, I'm fine.
You want to sit for a second?
No, I'm fine.
Okay, let's go.
Oh, there's some good news.
the man that is talking to him is Rob Villalobos.
I even hit the dead man.
All right, Jack, the braking system. This is the key control.
4,000-pound nitrogen cylinder on each sled that uses pneumatic braking. Most of them do. From the nitrogen, it goes into this valve here. In the depressed position, that means that the brake is down. In the case of the Villalobos sled that Bill Wick just piloted into the wall, it looks as if somewhere in this area, back to the brake, it failed.
Now the pressure is on Bill Wick. Even though he crossed the line ahead, that's a flagged run. He'll have a 1.5-second penalty, and that means that Don Adkins has the advantage. He leads by, you see it right there, 0.884. And what that means is that Bill will have to go a larger interval next time down the hill when they switch the lanes. And let's take a look at this next matchup because the tail of the tape is fascinating.
Darrell Gordon pilots the cardiac arrest. He comes in at 589 total pounds for sled and pilot. On the other lane, Kermit Brown, the Kerminator, 732 pounds. Now, Gordon's sled, 9 feet, 10 inches long. But look at this, $5,000 to build Gordon's sled, Kermit Brown's, $47.
This is going to make it a wonderful run here today. There's the Kerminator over on the far side. That is Kermit Brown. Darrell Gordon, here's the closest to us.
Kermit started in soapbox derby racing, so he's spent his entire life racing in gravity-type sports.
In fact, there's a lot of that soapbox derby mentality. They describe shovel racing, in fact, that way.
In fact, the start is very similar. Instead of the pads being on the noses of the sleds, it's a carabiner in the back that releases them both at exactly the same moment.
Darrell Gordon gets the whole shot coming out, but Kermit's beginning to build up speed. He drifts a little bit to the left. They both do. They're both drifting a little to the left side of the course. Gordon's got the lead. And Gordon's across the line first, so big bucks paid off.
Big bucks, and remember, that's another Rob Villalobos sled, so obviously they have made an adjustment on the pneumatic braking system because this time it worked for Darrell Gordon.
But least we forget, that is the first of 2 runs in this quarterfinal round. Kermit will have a chance. They'll switch lanes, and he'll have a chance to make up that time. They do that just in case one lane is just a little bit better than the other. There's Kermit.
Let's go back and look at the start. Cardiac arrest, it's an open cockpit, so the wind is blowing right into the pilot's face. As he comes down towards the ledge, he already has an advantage over this man here, Kermit Brown. When Gordon comes across the stripe, all of that right there is a rooster tail. And it's what comes up when the brake, the snow claw, digs into the snow.
Darrell Gordon came across the line 9.79 ahead of Kermit Brown. So again, nearly a second will have to be made up. But we'll also have to track how the lanes are doing as well after this first round in the quarterfinals. 71.6 miles an hour for Darrell Gordon as he came through the trap, which is measured down at the bottom of the hill.
0.979. Yeah, I think so. What do you do different? What can you do different? Well, I was trying to...
So as Kermit Brown evaluates the run, let's go back to Mike Adamle and Chris McKendry.
Just like...
Course, you're going to see John Strader. On the red course, you're going to see Eric Oliver, and Eric has to absolutely uncork one because he has got almost a second to make up against yesterday's fastest qualifier, John Strader. John is a line cook out of Taos, New Mexico. And we have the countdown, and we're on course. And again, it's going to be John Strader on the blue course, Eric Oliver on the red. We'll see how John attacks this. He's got almost a second advantage over Eric, but John is bringing it right down the mountain, but Eric's a little ahead of him, but I don't think he's going to make it. No! Strader flips an unbelievable crash. Oh my God. We hope everything's okay.
The very nature of several Winter X events spells danger. Ice climbing, big air, downhill bikes, and super modified shovels. Lead the list as we head back out to our shoveled course. Now, some viewers might wish to turn away from the race that follows because of its graphic content on Miracle Mile. Now, let's join Paul Page and Jack Arute.
You look up the Miracle Mile on the shovel course. Now they've switched lanes, and they're ready for the second run in the quarterfinal round. Up at the top of the hill in the near lane, that's Eric Oliver and John Strader over on the far side.
Oliver has made some changes, lightened up his sled, using a new kind of wax. Not really a wax, but it's a chemical to try and make the sled go quicker down the Miracle Mile.
The near lane has been the winning lane thus far in competition. Now Eric Oliver needs to be 4.97 or faster in order to have a chance to beat Strader.
Interesting matchup as well. 4 skis for Strader, 2 skis for Oliver. Shock absorbers right there on Oliver's sled. Strader, the skis go directly to the steering. Look at the narrowness on the front on Strader's sled.
Oliver's got the advantage as they come to line. Strader's in trouble. Strader flipping end over end over end. Devastating crash for John Strader.
We're looking for the thumb right there.
Unbelievable. I'm just thinking this could be bad, and then out pops a hand and a thumb. Let's look at it again, Jack.
On a narrow type sled, your steering is quite different. You're riding on board now. Direct your attention to the left. He's crossed up. He gathers it back up. And then it's too late.
Right down the mountain, but Eric's a little ahead of him, but I don't think he's going to make it. No! Strader flips an unbelievable crash.
Oh my God.
We hope everything's okay. Quite a crash, and needless to say, Eric Oliver, I believe, is going to advance to the round of 4. That's exactly what you were saying, Gail. Did you notice how he braked a little here before the finish line?
Yeah, let's hope he's all right.
Well, we can hope everything's all right. We'll just have to kind of wait. And
so, Kurt, does his time count flying through the finish line like that, or?
Well, I'm not sure. I don't have any clarification from the bottom.
Well, we have to do the red. We had a really big That's what I was saying. I don't see why not.
And again, we're not really sure what the advantage was. I almost think it looked like he almost went over the timing light. I'm not even sure if he tripped it, Gail. Well, we're waiting for word on John Strader, and while we're waiting on this, we're going to our next pair up at the top of the mountain, but it's going to be a little while. Will be Lee Dancy against Brian Turpin, and they were almost in a dead heat on the first run. Lee Dancy ended up with a 5/100ths of a second advantage over Brian Turpin. Again, we're waiting for some clarification here, but we're hoping everything's all right there. But we've got ski patrol on the scene, and at this point in time, this is takes care of John's needs up there. Gail, you know, your crash yesterday was every bit of brings something more than courage. John brings a tremendous amount of commitment and a lot of is all right out there with John. They've got the best people here that are making sure that he is taken out of the sled as carefully as we can, and we can just speculate on the rest of the day for John, but we hope everything is all right. Again, we're probably going to have about a little delay.
Yeah, man. Right where it dug in, where it popped from airborne, it was like this deep. It was run. Yeah.
Well, Malcolm, it looks like they've gotten John out of the sled, and although we have to have cautious optimism, you know, I got kind of a thumbs up from his wife, so hopefully he's okay. Let me ask you, did you experience anybody fell off the wall? What happened down there? Everybody safe?
The worst injury we saw was some bloody knuckles from Stevie Haston from North Wales, and a cut chin from a chunk of ice or an ice tool from Ezio Marlier from Italy. Other than that, it was an extremely safe event. We didn't have any injuries of any note at all.
Well, you know, the one thing about super modified shovel racing is that, you know, when you have some wrecks, you just never know. Now, Gale yesterday had one of the worst wrecks I've ever seen, and in a matter of minutes, he got up and walked right away. But it's I guess, like Dale Earnhardt said, that's racing.
This is one of the risks we have to accept. Okay, let's give this guy a big hand.
Let's give John a big hand. He's got his thumbs up there.
You go back behind the barrier.
Let him know that you're glad he's okay.
Well, there's some good news. John Strader, he's on the stretcher. He's obviously hurt, but he's waving to the crowd, and look at him acknowledge the fact that he is awake, conscious, and apparently aware of what happened to him. I don't think he's going to like the video. So we'll have an update on him, and we'll be back with more from Winter X in a moment.
Turpin on the red. Lee Dancy has a 1/1000th of an advantage. Let's see. I think Fire and Ice is going to advance. We have racers on course. This is going to be Don Adkins on the red course against Darrell Gordon on the blue. Adkins looks like he's out ahead, but now they hit the knoll. Adkins has got a little advantage over Darrell Gordon. Matter of fact, he's opening it up on this red course. He rockets across the finish line. Can he bring it to a stop? No, he's trying. Oh! Yeah! That was close. Eric Oliver on the red course, Lee Dancy on the blue. Eric will be in that bright green machine, and Lee Dancy will be in that roof rack, and they come over the top. And right now, Eric Oliver's got the lead. The red course has been faster, and he's going to cross the finish line first. He's trying to bring it to a stop, and he does. So Eric Oliver has the advantage right now, and will get that timing differential. It looked to be a couple of tenths right off.
It's pretty scary if you've never been up there before. It doesn't look bad from the bottom looking up, but when you look down, you're going, ooh.
Holman, New Mexico. Population around 300, where the cold mountain winds funnel through the valley. Adjacent to what appears to be an automobile graveyard is the office of Don Adkins, where this salvage becomes machine. For Adkins, a longtime builder of racing vehicles, the newest challenge is super modified shovels. It's no wonder that his sleds look like dragsters. He's been racing them for over 20 years.
Start it this direction and it'll curve back that way.
His son Derek may race for 20 more.
Okay. Let's see. It goes. Oh, it's going good now. Oh,
Just copy my dad whenever you build something, I'll build the same.
He'll see things that I really didn't notice. They see things. They know a lot more than you think they do.
To his family, to his team, the cadence is calm, the voice of experience.
That stop's plenty good. He was worried about the brake not going in far enough. If you're in trouble, you'll get it in there. All the way.
Going fast is old hat. The trick is adapting his knowledge to the new conditions.
I enjoy the speed, but stopping is you worry about it. I do. Don't know if you're going to get stopped or not.
The view from the top is very different, no matter what the craft.
That's exactly like the real ones do, huh? Exactly.
Super modified shovels, the semifinal round, the second run. This will determine who moves into the finals.
And this is Donnie's house. Some vehicles that he's working on. And there's Big Don himself right there. Say hello. Master fabricator Don Adkins. Now, if you think that those 3 bolts are going to hold if this thing gets rammed into the ground at 80 miles an hour, it's ready for
Well, the
action.
bolts will still be on here. Bowls may not be, but
Bolts may
bolts
not be.
will be.
So what do you think of this sled, Donnie? Do you think it's still going to be the fastest sled out there?
It's going to be close.
It's going to be a close run, huh? What do you think about that Viper out there?
I don't know. It depends on the pilot.
Yeah? You think it has the potential for speed, though?
Yeah, if the pilot can keep his hands off the steering wheel, he'll be fine.
So this is the infamous shop. Let's take a look around. Whoa, more skis. Tall ones and short ones. So what do you think about these mountings, Don?
They're going to be just fine.
Even though this aluminum bent really easily on that one?
I don't know. How easy did it bend?
Well, I mean, all I did was fall over on my side.
How many 100 pounds did you hit it with?
But if I go rolling, we need to be able to at least have enough.
You just grab a hammer and beat it. You are not going to roll.
Agree?
Yes.
So what are all these vehicles over here? Are these things that you're working on for other people, huh?
Yes. They're in the rush also.
Yeah, we all are, aren't we?
Shovelmeister friends.
Everyone wants Don doing something. Yesterday. Well, we do our best here at Shovelmeister to make you happy, but we know that we're on there to the gauntlet now, huh? We're leaving in 6 days to go to Snow Summit, California to race in Winter Extreme Games for ESPN, and we don't even have a sled for Donnie yet. So we're working on it. But he is the man, and if anyone can do it, it's Don.
We're going to have the cavalry over tonight. Tomorrow, we will have a frame, and it'll be time to skin.
So you think you're going to have your frame completely done by tomorrow, ready to roll without any mechanisms?
Right.
And what sort of design are you thinking about?
We're going to build a 2-ski design.
2-ski?
Uh-huh.
Similar to this?
Yes. You want to see the body? That's it.
Don.
With a canopy.
Wait, let me...
With a canopy.
Let me get the right angle on this. So that's what you're building. Ooh.
Soapbox derby.
Golly.
Yep. You can sleepy time.
So Don, what would you exactly call your occupation? Are you a shovel race builder by trade?
No. Actually, there's a name for my occupation.
Which is?
A chassis builder.
Chassis builder.
Yes. One of your live-in friends over there, that's what she said.
Oh, please.
What was her name again?
There's no harem.
Huh?
Who? Kim?
Everybody's wondered about it. I mean, you know.
Everyone's wondered if I have a harem or not?
Some guys wondered what was going on.
That's because they're all jealous. So I have more beautiful women hanging around me than they ever get, so.
Yeah, right.
So Don, you said you're a chassis builder by trade, right?
Right.
What exactly is that?
That's the guy that builds the frames for race cars, the stuff you never see. The steering and the
Stuff that makes them safe and fast, huh?
well, everything but the motors, you know.
Yeah. So could you build a motor for one?
Well, yes, I used to build my own. Yes.
So you race dragsters yourself?
Oh yeah.
Have you ever won any big titles?
No big titles. No, you have to basically go on a circuit, you know, to do that kind of stuff.
So how did you get involved in shovel racing?
Oh, original involvement was just hearing the thing on the radio, Angel Fire Radio, which is the only station I can get around here.
Where are you right now?
I'm in my shop in Holman.
Holman, New Mexico?
Yes, the main part of New Mexico.
Where exactly is Holman? What's its closest city, town?
Taos, I suppose.
Something like more, right?
Right.
And so you heard about it on the radio?
Yeah, so about 4 days before the race, I built myself one.
4 days before the race?
Yes.
What was your sled design?
I had like a junior dragster type design that I just put skis on, went up there with, and didn't do badly. Didn't have any skis that...
What sort of skis were on there?
Well, I had some children's skis on the front and some water skis on the back.
Water skis?
Yes, and actually they worked pretty good out of the entrance. I came in 8th.
You had great straight runs down the hill and they were safe and you had a good break.
That's it. That's it.
Where is that sled?
I put wheels and tires on it and sold it as a car.
So that was last year's sled, right?
Right.
So how did you get involved for what's going on?
Well, this guy that I knew, I didn't really know. I guess he met me up at Angel Fire. His name is John. He wanted some help building his, which I didn't mind helping him out. So I decided to do it and build myself one. Said he could help me out with some skis, so we went for it.
So it was just a simple agreement between racers.
That's it.
And it's ballooned out of control since then.
You're right. But here we are.
Yeah. How much time would you say you've spent so far?
I really hadn't kept up with it.
What a guesstimate.
I don't know. Way too much.
And how many days left do you have to build your sled here?
About 5 or 6. More than enough.
More than enough to fix these ones
Yes.
and do yours? And
Yes.
let's see. So do you think we have a good chance of winning out there?
Oh, yes. We've got a great chance, and I think one of us is going to do it.
Yeah. Well, we couldn't have done it without you. That's for damn sure.
What's that? Actually, I've sabotaged each one of your sleds. Mine is going to be the only one that makes it down here safely.
I see. Oh, well. Hey, once again, we're at Don Adkins' shop, where he's working away feverishly to get this vehicle finished. Because these guys are picking this up at 3 o'clock. It's Sunday, Super Bowl Sunday, and he's trying to get this bad boy finished. Now we are leaving early in the morning tomorrow, am I right, Daph?
Yeah.
And how much of a sled does Donnie have? Show me.
Well, here it is
tour.
over here.
Now we're leaving tomorrow morning early to go to Big Bear, right? Oh.
This is happening. This is what Donnie has on his sled so far.
Oh, it looks like a mini version of mine.
Looks like you can't fit into it.
It's the foot pedal, obviously the shovel, the roll cage, and look at that plow. Let's get over there and get a good look at that plow.
I don't think he'll have any problem stopping.
I think that thing is massive enough to stop him, I must say. It's even bigger than mine. So the man working feverishly. So any last words of optimism here, Don?
I'm fixing to break you and that camera shortly.
You and the camera.
Yeah.
All right, then I guess we'll just tune out from Don's house.
The Winter X Games are coming to town on ESPN and ESPN2.
What could be better than that?
Go 1555 Elf Love.
And it is the combination of Oliver and Dancy. They face one another. They're up at the top of the hill. Adkins and Gordon are waiting at the top. On the far side, that is Oliver. Lee Dancy and Flashover is here. Oliver driving Extreme Dream.
And Paul, here's what's important. This area and this area right here.
Move over.
The hydraulic releases both sleds, they have no steering there. So what they've done is they've aimed those sleds. The steering kicks in right about this point here, and they really don't have any visibility either. They're looking at the ledge, and all they see are the treetops at the end of Big Bear Lake.
Oliver asked that the cockpit be opened up to try to get some fresh air in there. It's having some problems with visibility. Here we go. Second run, semifinals.
Danzy feels that the lane he's in right now is the fast one as we ride on board Eric Oliver. Now we're back with Danzy. Watch the nose of Danzy's machine. He is gaining.
Dancy needs to make up 4/10 of a second. I'll tell you what, I think he may have done it. He does it. Lee Dancy advances. Lee Dancy goes to the final round, and Eric Oliver will move to the consi to fight it out for the bronze.
Lee Danzy finished second in Street Luge in the first Summer X game.
He doesn't know yet. He's not sure. Yeah, okay.
This is payback time for Danzy. Danzy crashed badly, finished 17th in the dual luge in X Games in the summer of '96. He wants to come back in '97 in the Winter X Games with a vengeance. He's in the finals. Let's ride on board with Lee Danzy. Nice, steady run. Now he can pick up the start-finish line. That was the first time he could take aim. He goes to the finish. Breaks the beam. Now he hits the brakes. And look at that. This man's going for the gold.
So Lee Dancy is very, very happy. This rookie finds himself in the finals of super modified shovel racing. Now, who will he face? Darrell Gordon or Don Adkins? Rob Villalobos was originally scheduled to drive Backdraft 2. He was the original pilot, but then he caught the flu, and now he is in the unique position of watching Lee Dancy, that's one of his sleds, or the possibility of seeing one of his other sleds end up in the final round. This is the second run, semifinals for Don Adkins and Darrell Gordon.
Thus far, Paul, what we've seen, it looks as if the red lane is considerably faster. So this could be an advantage to that Villalobos sled of Darrell Gordon.
Darrell Gordon on the near side, Adkins on the far side. Second run, semifinals. He has a little over 6/10 of a second to make up.
Come on, Darrell. Go,
Adkins has been faster, but here goes Darrell.
And look, on that break before the ledge, Darrell gets the advantage. Now, can he keep it as they come down the Widowmaker?
And Gordon gets to the line first, but it's not fast enough.
But wait.
Oh, it was almost a penalty. Almost a flip, then a penalty. He did not make up the time he needed. Don Adkins moves to the final where he will face Lee Dancy. And that means that Darrell Gordon will take on Eric Oliver in the consi, and that's for the bronze medal.
Huh? That was a rough landing. You're the winner. No. You barely beat him, dude. You barely beat him, buddy. Barely? Winner Adkins. Dude, man, it was rough. In front of you, man. It was rough. Dude, that was.
There's Darrell Gordon. He climbs out. Again, he's got another set of runs to do.
You're on board. Manually activated braking system for Don Adkins. And watch what happens. After almost hitting the wall, the sled's upset, coming close. Look at this. That might be just about 2 feet. But look at how unstable this sled is. It's a narrow ski sled. He is airborne not once, not twice, but under braking 3 distinct times. He had air under the skis.
So the finals are coming up in super modified shovel racing. It'll be Dancy and Adkins.
definitely some equipment that we need to get.
You're in the finals, man. There's only one other person who can possibly beat you. How do you feel right now?
I feel good, but the course is getting slick and rough. So we'll see what happens.
How does the crap feel? Look like you hit the wall after the finish line.
Me?
Yeah.
I didn't notice the wall, but I was bouncing.
You were bouncing
several feet in the air, so who knows?
They need to fix the course a little bit.
Oh man, the course is rough.
You know, Lisa, that the last one.
Bounce around?
Yes, sir.
Lee, this is for MTV.
Hey!
Going up against my teammate, Donnie. You gotta tell me what you're feeling right now.
I'm feeling a killer rush, man.
Yeah?
Going downhill at 70 miles an hour on your back, nothing like it, baby.
Oh, yeah. So,
I hate to say it, but your teammate's going down!
Okay, that's your prediction, man. Good luck.
Well, the shovels have been going at it all afternoon, and they're down to the final round. Street luger Lee Danzy, a last-minute substitute driver, is still in contention. Let's travel the Miracle Mile by using VRX. And at the top of the slope, Paul Page and Jackaroot have the call.
First run of the final round, super modified shovel racing. Dancy takes on Adkins, the rookie, against this man, pilot Don Adkins. In snow time, we've learned a couple of things. One is that Lee Dancy in the near lane, that's the winning lane thus far. And we've learned something about sled weight.
Every race has been won from the near lane. Sled weight seems to be light sleds perform the best on the Miracle Mile. This final pits the two lightest sleds of the 12 sleds that came here to Big Bear and the Snow Summit. 364 pounds for Adkins, 362 for Danzy.
Dancy gets the hole shot as they head out. Adkins bouncing pretty hard as he comes down heading for the lead. Dancy with a definite advantage. Adkins over on the left side of the course, and Adkins makes up some time as he comes to the line, tries to get it stopped. The runs are both good. Dancy got to the line first. We'll wait for the differential time.
This is a two-ski design. Danzy, we're looking at now, is a four-ski design.
So that sets us for the final run. Dancy got to the line first, but Adkins was coming on strong as they went to the line. The officials working on that differential time, which is the whole key.
Paul, what a Cinderella story if this man could go and win the gold here. Paul, we've discovered just why the far lane is so slow. Right in this area is a big bump. It'll dip the sled and get it out of control before he really has a lot of steering. Now, if that's not bad enough, then you've got to contend with a whole bunch of other bumps. Here, here, and again here. And that will really upset the sled and gives the advantage to Dancy as they hit the ledge.
Dancy had a much smoother run with a .513 advantage. Let's look at his background in this rookie. Maybe a rookie to the shovels, but you remember him from Summer X as a street loser. Finished second in 95, and then this year, 96, he decided to wave to a competitor, crashed, finished 17th. So he's got a lot to make up for. Some new developments at the bottom of the hill. Gary Jobson.
We're not going to have a bronze medal runs, which is a real disappointment to Daryl Gordon. Daryl, what happened?
Well, this time when we came down, luckily we stopped, but the mechanism here that we hinged the brake on just peeled apart, and it's a two-piece hinge, and as you can see on the inside there, that it just ripped right straight backwards from the brake.
A big disappointment. Let's go up for the final run.
And so that gives the bronze to Eric Oliver and sets us up for the last run of the day. This will determine both silver and gold. Lee Dancy leads by .513 over Don Adkins, but the lane is going to be critical.
Does Dancy have enough control? He's in that far lane now, the bumpy lane. He's run it before, though, so he may have adapted to it. Remember, street losing may come into play here. He knows how to read a course.
Rider ready. 3,
Dancy the far side. Adkins the near side. They're off. That's the final run. That's for the championship. Adkins gets a little speed coming out of the hole. Will it be enough? Dancy accelerating now. Adkins with a good run going. They're both right down the middle. And Adkins flashes across the line. It doesn't look like Dancy had enough. We wait for the officials. Adkins pretty close to having a flag run.
Paul, that was less than a sled length for the gold.
We wait for the official determination, but it looks like Don Adkins will take the gold and Lee Dancy will take the silver. Waiting for the official time. Adkins doesn't know, Dancy doesn't know. The only thing that is sure is that Eric Oliver has the bronze.
And you can see just how close that Adkins came to the catch fence. If he had touched that fence, just touched it, it would have been a 1.5-second penalty, and Lee Dancy would be automatically the winner, as we still await to find out if indeed Adkins is the gold medalist.
That's Gail Bowles, the reigning world champion who had that horrendous accident, is helping him at the front.
So let's go back and look at the end. Remember, manual brakes on Adkins. He depresses him right after he gets the line, and look at the reaction of Adkins' wife, Cindy, and she is just extremely excited about the prospects of this man going to the top of the podium.
And there's the word. He has it. He is the gold medalist. Don Adkins is the gold medalist in this, the first super modified shovel race side by side at Winter X. Lee Dancy takes the silver.
And what a great moment. John Strader's sled, the Viper, was built by this man. John Strader, injured in the first run, taken off to the hospital, and now Adkins, his friend, wins the gold.
Paul, down here with the winners. Lee, did you ever think you'd get this far?
Well, the sled that Rob built me is pretty safe, and it seems to be pretty fast, so I thought I could get up there, but, you know, that second isn't too bad.
Don Adkins, a tremendous victory, but it had to be special considering that you built this sled for John Strader.
Yes. Also, and my other teammate, Gail, also had a crash.
So this means a lot to you.
Yes, it does.
Well,
We're going to be some happy boys.
All right, congratulations.
Thank you.
Back up to you, Paul.
Well, thank you, Gary, and congratulations now to the gold medalist, Don Adkins. We look at the top three: Adkins, Lee Dancy, and Eric Oliver. Gold, silver, and bronze. It's been a great day in the super modified shovel racing. Now, let's send you back to Mike and Chris.
For there you have it, Don Adkins in his sled called Snow Time, looking a bit like another Southern California thing, Showtime, in taking the gold. And Lee Dancy, the Summer X Games street loser, I think he's found a new winter hobby.
I think he has too, Chris. Still a bitter sweet day for Team Shovelmeister. Don Adkins, the gold medal, however. John Strader with that accident, he is okay. Right now, our Paul Page, who covered the drama all day long, is with our gold medal winner, Don Adkins. Paul?
Well, I think, Mike, we can finally put a cap on two stories of the day. We certainly have Don here. We also have Matt Strader, who is John's brother. And let's just start out with, how is he?
He's doing good. He's, he's laid up in the hospital. You know, he'll be there overnight. So, but I guess he has a couple compressed fractures in his back. And
how high in the back? Where it matters?
Middle to upper. But they did some CAT scans, and they did find out that nothing was in the spinal column. So that's good news.
Were you able to talk with him?
I was. The whole time I was there by his side, along with Daphne, his wife, and you know, he was real curious to see how the team was doing and how everything else was going. So we did get him the word that Donnie won, and he was pretty relieved. He was pretty happy about it.
Well, let's go back, if you don't mind, and look at the incident itself, because I want you to analyze it a little bit and tell us what exactly happened.
It looks like he's having I mean, his first run was great, and personally, I was videoing myself. I saw his back end slip out a little bit, and
right there, on the right side,
and it just caught an edge, and this is horrific right here with his leg, and I mean, you can see his leg right there hanging out of the sled. We'll look at it again in replay
as well, but it looks like, to a large degree, the sled did the job of protecting him.
It really did. It was built that way. Don Adkins here and John built it together, and they built it to crash. To take a crash like this, you know, modified shovel racing, you have to build your craft to take a crash, because you never know. Like in John's case, you know, he just caught that edge. It was a little bumpy, and I don't think he could overcompensate for the steering, and that's what made him catch the edge.
And they got all the medical people up there, got to work on him. They did a nice job on rescuing him. Don, that created an up and down day for you. First of all, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Has it sunken in?
Not really, not yet.
This is really a very important day for shovel racing. It's your chance to show off.
Yes. The exposure is good for the sport. We need more competitors and more races.
Now, the up and down day for you. You're fighting for your own championship, and then you didn't see it, but you got the information on what was going on down the hill?
Yes. We were very concerned, but we decided to go on.
Well, let's go for the happy moment for you at the end of the day and take a look at your final run. Lean Dancy seemed to be quite a threat.
Yes, he did. I knew I was faster, though, and if I could make a good run, I could win it.
When did you sense that you had this thing?
When I finally got stopped, which
and that's
very difficult.
Were you showing off there? What were you doing?
No, actually, the sled came off the ground, and I couldn't get the brake in the snow deep enough.
And the championship was almost dribbling away.
Just about over.
So what now is the future of shovel racing? Here's a new format we tried.
Yes, and I'm sure we're going to look at everything rules-wise, safety-wise, course-wise. You know, there was a lot of variables here.
Well, congratulations to you as the gold medalist, and give our best to John. We hope that he's okay. And let's send it back now to Mike and Chris.
Thank you, Paul Page. Don Adkins, Team Shovelmeister, takes the gold medal in super modified shoveling. Whoever thought that gold medalist someday would precede the name super modified shovel pilot? But it has. Don Adkins, a drag racer for over 20 years, still considered a rookie on the super modified shovel circuit. Now he has to be considered a contender for this year's World Championships in Angel Fire, New Mexico. Congratulations, Team Shovel.
The bright lights, the worldwide coverage, the banners, and the spectators, well, that was simply our idea.
Albuquerque's Gail Bowles provided a thrill by taking a spill during the first ever Extreme Winter Games. He was one of 12 entrants in the modified shovel racing event.
We had 3 of the fastest crafts. 2 of them crashed. There's no telling. We probably would have taken the top 3 positions. I mean, the other guy who crashed, he had the pole position going into this day, and he might have won.
Bowles' teammate and fellow New Mexican John Strader, shown here testing his new racer last month, also wrecked his sled at the ESPN event. Strader tells us he compressed 3 vertebrae in his back and knocked a couple of teeth loose. Another teammate, Don Adkins of Holman, New Mexico, won the event and the $5,500 purse.
Hope they all recover well.
Yeah, it's dangerous.
It is. As you can see, he was immobilized but alert and moving his arms.
3 doctors diagnosed a back fracture along with bruises and cuts. Amazingly enough, the injuries are not life-threatening or permanent, and the prognosis is good.
He will be bed rest for a few weeks, and he'll probably heal in about 6 weeks, be back to his normal self in a few months.
So I'm finally out of bed, and I'm cruising along. So we're going to go over here and talk to my doctor, and he's going to tell us what's going on exactly.
Like a big black cloud hanging over me, searching to be free. Well, you got to change, you got to reform. Well, now you got to reform. Bending over backwards so you can have your way. Hoping all the time to make a brighter day. But you got to change. Lord knows you got to change. You got to reform. Well, now you got to reform. Everybody, yeah. You better come here quick.